the other day, as I was searching through the internet, I came across this product in Japan. And it's basically some steel sheets that are designed to fill in gaps where screws have lost their threads. And I just so happen to have an old 12-string guitar that doesn't belong to me, but it has a stripped truss rod nut. And I thought I might try to see if this thing can actually fix this guitar by applying these steel sheets inside of this thread. Let's check it out. So the theory behind this steel sheet is that it's got all these little holes in it, and you basically cut it with a pair of scissors, and you insert it into between the bolt and the screw that you're trying to fix, or that has lost its thread, and it's supposed to break as you thread the screw into the bolt. It's supposed to break up and fill in all the little areas that have been compromised to make the bolt and nut loose. So that's what's happened. My thread on this truss rod has stripped, so I'm going to cut a piece of this, or a couple pieces of this, and see if I can't insert this and get it to work. So, like I said, all I got to do is take a pair of scissors and just cut it. As you can see, these are just, regular scissors that I buy in any old store. And I'm going to cut this one just about maybe 1/8 of an inch or so. The bolt that is on this truss rod is an M6 bolt, so it's a 6mm bolt. So I don't think I'm going to need more than one, but I'm going to have 2 cut just in case. So here we go. Just like that. So I've taken some pliers and just kind of bent the edge of these so that they don't fall into the truss rod completely as I'm screwing it in. I'll do that for the other piece and see if actually I can get this thing to work. I'm a little bit skeptical, frankly, because 12-string truss rod pulls really hard, and the chances that some simple fix like this is going to fix a 12-string truss rod is just, I don't know. Don't think so. I also have this M6 bolt that has a tapered front, tapered tip, so I'm going to use this to actually get the M6 bolt started, and then I'm going to thread it a little bit into the truss rod tip, and then I'm going to go ahead and unscrew it and then screw it into the truss rod thread, truss rod itself. So with 2 of these sheets in there, I can't get the M6 bolt to even bolt on, so I'm going to use one, and I cut it considerably thinner. And I also angled it so it gets a little bit thicker as it gets to the bottom, so we'll see if this works. Like that. And let's see if I can get this M6 started. Oh yeah, it's starting. It's started very nicely right there. So now I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to actually screw it into the truss rod itself. Let's see what I get. So I applied the sheet metal thread fix to this truss rod nut of this Morris Tornado guitar. These guitars are made in Japan, and Morris usually makes some really good guitars. This is not really one of them. This is a copy of a Ovation, and not a very good one, I'm afraid, as you can tell by the bowl back. But the important thing is that when I tightened the truss rod, it straightened out the neck, and the nut tightened up really nicely. As a matter of fact, I put so much force on it that this brass truss rod tool bent on me. Look at that. So I had to go for my hex tool that's made out of tempered steel, and that did just fine with the nut. And at this point, the neck is really dead straight, and still the neck body angle right here is not very good on this guitar, but it's about as straight as the neck is going to get. So at this point, at the 12th fret, the 6th string has a 3.5 millimeter height, and the first string at the 12th fret has a 2.5 millimeter height. So that's not real low as far as string height goes, but for a 12 string, and for one that's pretty old, and this was built in the 80s, it's not too bad. And what's most important is a completely unplayable guitar has now become playable. And so after I put that truss rod fix in and tighten up the truss rod, it sounds like this. So I think this guitar is now fixed. So thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful for somebody struggling with a truss rod nut that has stripped threads